And today, the Part 1 headliners of the Legends Festival have been revealed, and the first of the LFs is an LF Vegito who transforms into a Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. Now this Vegito introduces a new buff, the buff being nullifies enemies' auto counters, evade actions, and special actions that activate when changing cover, meaning he'll be able to combo when your opponent has the ability to counter, like Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, evade actions like Ultra UI Goku, and of course regular cover nullification, which is tacked onto this buff. For the first 30 counts of battle, Vegito has cover nullification, which cannot be cancelled. When he triggers an auto counter or evade action, he charges his own unique gauge, reduces ally sub count, reduces your enemy's ki by 100, and makes all of their art costs go up by 20 points. His unique gauge is one that fills up every time he uses an arts card, and when it's full, he heals, he draws cards, he gets a permanent extra level of card draw speed one time, he becomes sap neutral for 5 counts, he nullifies destroy card, and reduce key effects for 5 timer counts, and of course he gets his new buff ability that nullifies auto counters, evade actions, and cover nullification. And his transformation allows him to restore his vanishing gauge, heals him, and gives him extra cards. In his Super Saiyan Blue form, his blue card of course nullifies endurance. His green card is now a lunge green card, which gives him his new buff ability that nullifies auto counters and evade actions and gives him cover nullification. His main ability, post transformation, also restores his vanishing gauge by 100%, and he keeps the same unique gauge. And one time, when he switches in, he draws 2 new cards if you use a strike or blast starts, if you have 3 or fewer cards in your hand and your unique gauge is full. Overall, this Vegito is looking like a contender for the best unit in the game. Even though he is green, he will still be very effective in the meta, and for sure will be a unit that most people will want to use. The second LF for the Legends Festival is an LF Goku Black who transforms into Super Saiyan Rosé Goku Black. This Goku Black introduces a new debuff, the debuff being no special cover changing, basically meaning when an enemy is inflicted with this debuff they cannot activate their special cover change. This Goku Black's blue card pre-transformation allows him to nullify endurance when his unique gauge is full. His green card is a counter card like the LF Super 17 that came out earlier this year, and instead of being for blast starts like the Super 17's is, this Goku Black's is for strike arts, tap attack actions, and charging forward blue cards and green cards. And when the attack is nullified, he draws cards, he restores his ki, he reduces your enemy's gauge and ki to 0, and he also inflicts all enemies with 3 sub counts, which will allow him to immediately combo as your opponent cannot do anything with all of these debuffs. Goku Black also has the ability to cancel buff effects on Ultimate Arts or Rising Rush, and he shortens ally sub count by 5 when he's on standby and your enemy activates their alt or Rising Rush. His unique gauge fills in the same way as LF Super Baby 2's fills up, meaning every time he's hit with an arts card, greatly charges hit, and when it's full, it heals him, it reduces ally sub count, it destroys enemies' cards, reduces their ki, and inflicts all your enemies with no special cover changing for 15 timer counts. As I explained, it's a new debuff that will not allow your enemy to use their special cover change. When they try to cover change, it will just make them regularly cover change. This Goku Black also does indeed have endurance, which restores his own health when activated and cancels your own attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions. On his transformation, he restores health and ki, and he gets 10 counts of cover nullification. Post transformation, he gains blast armor on his strike arts, and his blue card now nullifies endurance even without his unique gauge being full. His green card now becomes a range green card like the LF Tree of Might Goku, and on hit it gives him cover nullification, it gives him damage, it's of course comboable, and when his unique gauge is full it resets it to 0, heals him, shortens ally sub count, and gives him minus 15% to enemy sustained damage cut. His unique gauge upgrades quite a bit. It feels the same way, but when it's full this time, it restores his health, it makes him type neutral defensively for 10 timer counts, it shortens ally sub counts, destroys 2 of your enemy's cards, reduces their ki by 50, and reduces their Dragon Ball by 1, and of course inflicts all enemies with the new debuff, no special cover changing for 15 timer counts. And finally, his main ability charges his unique gauge fully, gives him ki, gives him health, gives him a blue card, and also makes him type neutral for 10 timer counts. Both of these units look ridiculous. I think they're both fighting for the #1 spot in the game. The Legends Festival is off to a great start with 2 amazingly hyped transforming characters. If there's ever a time to use your Chrono Crystals, it is now with these 2 amazing Legends Limited transforming characters.